folks, Will Turbid here. Fake Mike. Real news. What's going on, guys? Share the video.
What's going on, folks?
Share the video today.
What up, guys? Before we get started, I want to let you guys know to please find Auditing America on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the other platforms. Make sure that you guys go over there, check us out, and look at our videos over there as well. Thank you for sharing. Thank you everybody that's been donating through Super Chat. Thank you everyone that's donated through $ Auditing America News. Thank you guys so much. We have a lot to speak about today, so who better than Fake Mike Real News? If you haven't subscribed to Fake Mike Real News, make sure you do that. We're live.
Yeah, guys. So
What you got, brother?
I watch the State of the Union, as I always do. It's always super annoying, no matter if it's a Democrat or Republican. They're gonna be up there every time they say a whack punchline. They're gonna start. Everyone gives a standing ovation, right? You guys watch the State of the Union. Press 1 if you watch the State of the Union 2. If not, just out of curiosity. But the beginning part, you know, they're talking about Russia and how Biden's tough. Biden's tough on Russia, and Russia's bad. And then, of course, they're getting the standing ovations too. Okay, yeah, I don't blame you guys if you don't. It's something that I do every year. Christopher Burgos. I watch it anyways. It's one of the most annoying things. You got to smoke extra that day just to be able to do that. So, yeah, it's funny because everybody's standing with Ukraine now. Everyone's standing with Ukraine, but nobody was standing with Syria. Nobody was standing with Yemen. Nobody was standing with Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya. Remember what we did in Libya? What about Bosnia, right? And, you know, we're making this big deal, and trust me, I'm no fan of Putin. He's a tyrant who hates the First Amendment, and he's a dictator. He's a tyrant. So I don't like Putin, and there's no good guys in this, in my opinion here. But the U.S. also, even according to NPR, which is partially state-run media, the U.S. has illegally influenced over 140, I believe it's 162, but definitely over 140 foreign elections, including assassinating democratically elected leaders and heads of state. So then after Russia, guys, if you're just joining, share the video. Let's get some eyeballs on this.
Hit the like button.
Hit the like button. Give us a comment for the algorithm. And then the next thing this guy went to brag about is, let me grab my water over there in a sec.
I got you, bro.
6.5 million jobs, the most jobs in 1 year in history.
Is that even true?
It probably not, but and you know, usually after the State of the Union, fact checkers always fact check everything.
I heard him bragging about that.
So he created a job.
Well, he created so many jobs, but people are spending their entire paycheck at the gas pump. So
And due to inflation too. And not only that though, it's thanks to Biden and Trump that people had so many jobs gone in the first place. Thank you for the super chat. The chat's going by very fast. Thank you for that super chat. Couldn't see it, but thank you very much. We appreciate the super chats, and thank you for the donations, but we really like it. We really beg you to share the videos.
we beg you to share the videos. Please share the videos. Shout outs to Heather Guacamole.
So yeah, he's bragging how he made 6.5 million jobs. He was the one, along with Trump, that wanted the shutdown. They wanted the shutdown that forced you to not open your business, to not go to work, to not worship your God, to not use your First Amendment, right? So if anybody can make a whole bunch of new jobs when you destroyed the jobs over the last couple of years, right? It's pretty easy to do, right? I mean, if I shut down everyone's work and everyone didn't work for 2 years and then everybody goes back to work, it's pretty easy to create more jobs. So thumbs up on fascism. Another thing I want to know, this is another thing I want to ask the chat. They deliver this in the Capitol building in Congress, the People's Building. And when they give that speech there, you got Nancy Pelosi and Kamala Harris behind them. You've got the two symbols of fascism right there. Have you guys ever seen the two symbols of fascism on inside of Congress? Press 1 if you've seen the symbols of fascism inside of Congress. Press 2 if you have not. Because literally, in the People's Building, supposed to be for a constitutional republic, but yet they always call it a democracy. It's supposed to be a constitutional republic, but they have symbols of fascism on either side. You guys got to look that up. If you haven't seen it, just Google. Just go open up another tab if you're watching a browser. If not, write it down. Don't leave the stream. Write it down, and then after the stream, find Fake Mike Real News on all platforms. Then Google fascism or Google it on another smart device.
Also, let us know how's the signal right now, please.
And then he was using a lot of, obviously every time. It's not just Joe Biden, but every president, Democrat or Republican, they single out a few people out there to have support. You'll have some children, you'll have some minorities, you'll have some veterans, just for the emotional appeal of it. And that's something that always happens there. We'll talk a little bit about that too. But then he's talking about his Build Back Better plan, right? And he said this will be the single largest investment in United States history. You know what's investment? Is a nice way of saying the single largest tax in United States history, the single largest theft in United States history. That's what that's actually really talking about there, because it's an investment. And whose money are they using to invest? Mine, his, yours. They're using Cassie's. They're using Jay Abrego's money. They're using Princess's. They're using USA No Place Like Home. They're using Johnny Truth. Hate to break it to you, Johnny Truth, my man, my man. Jason, sorry, Nitram Case, welcome to the stream, Nitram. Good to see you. Yeah, but that's whose money that they're using, right? It's not. They're not getting it out of their private funds. No, they're not doing that. No, they're taking it from you, buddy. They're taking it from you because that's how it works with these guys. They want investments, but you have to pay for it through threats of violence. So it's the largest investment. And another thing is, when the government, we're gonna get to that. So when we get to that, we're gonna tease that. So then the next thing is, he says about this Build Back Better plan, he says, this will create good jobs. This will create good jobs. Well, he's saying that, and on either side of him are two symbols of fascism. What's fascism? Fascism is the merger of state and corporate power. Or when the law is selectively applied. We expose fascism all day on this channel. So like, share, and subscribe.
Please guys, make sure you hit the like button, please, on your way in. Thank you so much, everyone. Make sure you do that. That will really help us out a lot.
So they're saying, next to symbols of fascism, we're supposed to be a constitutional republic, and like I say, they call it a democracy. It's not a democracy, it's a constitutional republic, but they call it a democracy. But even a democracy is supposed to be a lot better than fascism. But either way, Joe Biden or Donald Trump or Bush or Obama or whoever the puppet is at that time, they'll sit up in front of Congress at a joint session while I'm having a blunt session with Auditing America. They're having a joint session with no weed. I'm having a blunt session. Some real stuff, no CBD. We're having a blunt session. I'm diagnosing it. So guys, share this. I'm breaking down the State of the Union right here. This is the real stuff. And it's great to talk about the State of the Union. Why is it great to talk about the State of the Union? Because they touch on every single aspect. So we're going to talk about every single aspect. I got my notes here. And we're going to break down the truth. Democrats say this, Republicans say this. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Sorry, guys. Sorry. So this large investment, so this guy's standing next to two symbols of fascism. Two symbols of fascism. And then he says we're going to make a largest investment and it's going to make jobs. Well, of course you want to be a fascist, because the government working to make jobs is fascism. That's the merger of state and corporate power. So a guy standing next to two symbols of fascism, surrounded by a bunch of fascists talking about fascism, shouldn't surprise you.
Okay, so let me ask you something. He said that they make jobs. Specifically, how they make jobs.
So one of the things that FDR did in his attempt at an economic recovery is they had the Works Progress administration. What they would do is they would create, this is kind of similar to what Biden's doing, which is why I'm using this example. They would create sidewalks, highways, roads, and stuff like that, and the people going to work for that, they get jobs, and the stuff get cleaned up, and the bridges and the trains. It sounds like a good idea. It sounds like a good idea. The problem is with that idea is when you give government money and it has no competition, there's a problem. And hey, we gave the government the roads for the last however many long years. They suck. They suck. And then they tax you on driving on the roads that you've already paid for. And then they toll you on that. and then they tax you on that. So yeah, that's bad. And then so he talks about this. So and this is another reason why I think that private companies can do it better, because he goes on to say, and whenever you have a planned economy, that's communism. That's communism. So we have elements of communism here in a constitutional republic. And by the way, a constitutional republic is far better than anything here. But I am not a statist. I am a voluntarist, just for the record. So they want a planned economy. That's what they're going for here. That's what they've always been trying for. They said they're going to fix lead pipes. There's a problem with lead pipes over here in the United States, and I agree there are. But you say you're going to fix these lead pipes. What about Flint, Michigan? What about Flint, Michigan? What about the hydrofluorosilicic acid that you're putting in there? In the water. You want to get that the hell out of the water first? Do you want to make sure Flint, Michigan? Shout out to Flint, Michigan. Shout out to my boy Juices. Me and Juices drove a Ryder truck out there, and they still don't got clean water. And they want to. Don't worry, they're gonna fix the lead pipes though. Don't worry, they're gonna fix the roads. And it's interesting too because nobody was wearing a mask. Everyone was always.
Oh, no mask.
Everyone, there was a few masks, mostly no masks.
But the leader, right? The leader of the nation, Mr. Mask.
Mr. Mask.
Mr. Mask himself.
I'm gonna get to your questions, guys. I want to get your notes.
God forbid
Let's get over
we
200
walk,
on this.
Yes, please, guys. God forbid Will and I walk in a public building without a mask. This guy's the president of the United States. He's promoting the mask to the fullest, and what? He's not wearing a mask. So, well, good, I guess. Maybe he's telling us that in a different way. Hey, don't wear the mask.
Well, the CDC just relaxed the rules. So, we went. Did you guys see the video we did the other day where we went into, I don't know, some damn City Hall place in Gladstone, I think. No, not Glad. Someplace. We went to someplace. And they said, and I said, hey, can I have the protocols regarding the events of the last couple of years? And share the video, guys. We need over 200. We're getting up there. We're getting up there, but we need over 200. We need more.
How come we don't have 100 likes on this? For real?
That's because these guys, there's some fascist communists in there.
No. We love everybody that's here, and they're gonna get this to 100 likes.
Hey, by the way,
now.
where's Hillary tonight? I miss you, Hillary.
Do it, guys. Let's get this live stream to 100 likes, please. I appreciate it.
And then Biden goes on to talk about. By the way, it's mostly Democrats that are standing and cheering, but it's also the Republicans too. And just again, I hate them both equally. I don't hate them, but I hate their ideologies. And he's over here saying, buy American, buy American, buy American. While him and his family get money from foreign corporations? Why don't you start buying American first, buddy? Why don't you do that first? Interesting. And then he's talking about buying American, and then he features somebody to give a round of applause to from Intel. And then, hey, let's give another round of applause to this lady from General Motors. And buying American. Interesting. Again, talking about these companies, promoting these companies, Intel and General Motors, with two symbols of fascism right next to them. And what is fascism? It's when the law is applied selectively, but in this case, it's the merger of state and corporate power.
Oh, selectively. That means that they pick and choose, huh?
And that's why I always call these people fascists.
Well, that's why they always pick me. Why they always pick me?
They pick us too. They pick it. First of all, there's racism, which we've exposed many times on this channel.
Oh, yes.
But then even not the racism, and then there's the racism of we witnessed from other people on the channel, and then also you have the selective enforcement of, oh, well, you guys have snapbacks, so you're not mainstream news, and you don't have press passes. Whenever the law is applied selectively, obviously racism is the worst on that side of the spectrum, but that happens every day, and it could be as simple as just cops' discretion. I mean, that's fascism right there. When a cop has discretion over, are you being disorderly or not? That's fascism, because we always ask them, oh, well, you get your discretion. Well, it's up to my discretion. It's much
CJ Hardy.
Thank you, Mr. Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, CJ. Very much appreciated. So when they get to apply the law selectively, right? then that's fascism. So we're dealing with fascism all the time. And another example of fascism is when when you have the Clintons and the Bushes and all the things that they did, and they're flying around free, they're doing whatever they want, and yet other people who smoked the plant are in jail.
Oh, like me. I smoked the plant.
So he's talking about all how he's building back so good and how we've created so many jobs. What about inflation? He didn't mention the key thing here. And guys, I will get to your questions, so still stay tuned. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna take a break after this little part here, and I'll get to your questions and I'll get back to it, okay? But it's interesting because talking about how great the economy is, but inflation, and he didn't mention the main progenitor of inflation. Let's check in the chat. Do you guys know the number one reason for inflation? I'm going to ask this question in the chat, and then we'll get your questions, and then I'm going to get back to this a little bit here, guys. I want to tap into the chat right here. If you guys are just joining me, please share the video.
Oh, yeah. Thank you guys for donations.
Thank you for the donations, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, thank you to everyone that donated to me on Cash App. I appreciate $ Fake Mike Real News. Very much appreciated. Thank you to everyone that started following me.
Guys, we spend hundreds of dollars in gas auditing America.
And you guys really have helped us. You guys really helped us get to a lot of places. So I want to say thank you.
A lot. Thank you.
A lot of great people out there donating. Also, thank you. I just made a new TikTok. It's at Fake Mikey, Mikey. I also find me on Instagram, Fake Mike, MIC Real News. Find me
us on TikTok, yo.
Yep, TikTok. He's Auditing America. We have a Facebook group called Auditing America. What else? FakeMikeRealNews.com. If anything ever happens to our channel or my channel, you can always find us on FakeMikeRealNews.com. That's where we'll be. So you can check that out. And I'll feature my friends' channels too. So you guys can always check us out over there. New updates coming soon. So, do you guys know? Okay, so now let's get to the questions here. Do you guys know what the number one reason, the number one cause of inflation is? Let's see what you're saying. Timothy, Cash App question. Yeah, you can donate to Auditing America News, Auditing America News, or Fake Mike Real News, Fake Mike Real News, MIC on Cash App. Thank you very much. Yes, Jonah Curry, too much money printed. Inflation's a choice. Stephen, welcome to the thing. Indianapolis in the house. What do you mean about that, Stephen?
Welcome to the thing.
Welcome to the thing. I'm going too far. Yeah, too much money being printed. Yep, Federal Reserve, Nitram case, got it. Okay, that's exactly right. And so even though I'm not a statist and neither is Mr. America, we talk about the Constitution because they take a sacred oath to the Constitution to protect it, and people have died for the Constitution, and it's supposed to represent freedom. That's what it's supposed to represent to them anyways. So the Constitution says that silver or gold is to be used as the basis of money, because if you have a finite amount of silver or gold, that means you can only print as much money as you have gold on, right? Well, they took us off the gold standard, and FDR said, hey, give me your gold. And he took Americans' gold. He stole Americans' gold. So since the money is based on nothing, arguably the petrodollar, but we're printing money out of thin air. The Federal Reserve is illegal. It's unconstitutional. It's against Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution that states that Congress, the people that we can hire and fire, Congress has the right to print and value and regulate currency against foreign currency and here domestically. But that was taken unconstitutionally in 1913 after the creature from Jekyll Island, the Rockies, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, J.P. Morgan, right? What were the other guys' names? Harriman, Kuhn, Loeb, you know the boys, the good old boys. Did I mention J.P. Morgan? Yeah, the good guys, the winning team. So they all met, and through Rhode Island Senator Nelson Aldrich, they didn't even pass it correctly or according to the Constitution. They illegally passed the Federal Reserve Act and the IRS income tax same year. Coinkydink? I don't know. And interestingly enough, side fact is that senator from Rhode Island, Aldrich, actually Rockefeller's son, Nelson Aldrich, who, fun fact, was vice president of the United States. Thank you very much, Cassie, for the super chat. I'll get back and start lining up your questions now. and get them ready. And I'm gonna get to your questions. But the Federal Reserve System, and Nelson Aldrich, became the vice president, and his middle name was Aldrich after the Rhode Island senator who illegally passed the Federal Reserve Act. And the Federal Reserve banking system, fractional reserve banking in general, is probably not just the biggest reason for inflation, but the biggest reason that we're in the mess that we are now. So let's get to your questions. I still got some more really spicy things we're going to talk about, but let's get to your questions. James, welcome. Yes, blah, blah, blah. We're just talking about, yes, the Vanderbilts. Well, thank you for getting back to me. Yeah, by the way, guys, I got an inbox full of emails. I got to check my emails, and I will check my email soon. What time is it, bro? Oh, it's a little bit too. All right, so Rakim or Big Daddy Kane. I'm gonna say, although they're both great, I'm gonna say Rakim because Rakim is just so lyrical. But I mean, Big Daddy Kane is lyrical too. Don't get me wrong. But Rakim is he's the best. Rakim, he's the best of all time. All right, didn't have a question. It was a statement about. A statement about the emergency baking act. We'll make it. Yeah. So any comments you want to make too? Yeah. Thoughts on weapon destructions. Can you be more specific, Ruben? Yes, I'm an email procrastinator. I'm sorry, I'm very bad. Nitrum Case, we're working on some new stuff when it comes to that. Printing money is not the cause of inflation. It's the increase in circulation that is inflation. Well, yeah, they go hand in hand. So I agree with you. Irma, thank you. Welcome. What is our take on scripted reality? Be a little more specific with that, Hollyweird. What do you think about our medical costs? Okay. Well, the thing is, the medical costs, since a lot of the drugs and the things in keep in mind the number three killer in this country is medical malpractice, and that includes an assortment of things, right? And forget the opioid stuff too, right? So because the government is so heavily involved with the pharmaceuticals, they get to do whatever they want, right? They're saying they want to, and that's one of the things, and that's something I was going to get into, so it's a great question, is, Biden saying that, hey, he wants to lower the cost, right? He wants to lower the cost of this. Well, it's not really lowering the cost. It's just forcing it into a plan so that people have to use their tax money to purchase it. So that means it's guaranteed profits for these big farmers. You think Biden wants to go against big pharma? No. He was just singing the praises of all those people because of the... So... Do you think he's against them? No, it's a trick they play. Well, we want a lower cost for you, the ordinary person, the grandma. They make it, your grandma. Don't you want a lower cost for your grandma? Well, yeah, of course I want to lower the cost for my grandma. I just don't want the government to do it because you say you're going to do it and you're not going to do it, and you're just in fact raising the price and guaranteeing profits for big pharma. So. All right, so let's get to some more of your questions here, guys. This is great. I love getting to your questions. It's the most fun part because it allows me to freestyle. I got some other stuff I want to talk about here too. But let's get to your questionsies. Yeah, and as one person was, who do you think invented heroin? I mean, heroin's a plant. You know what I'm saying? It's been going on for a long time. People have been cultivating that plant for a very long time. And please try and please, guys, too, with your questions, be very specific because I'm not good at reading between the lines. I'm not very good at reading between the lines. Welcome to the stream, guys. Exactly as if it's your business. You're exactly right. Well, I actually, that's funny that, Irma, you say that I love to talk because, as Mr. America said a lot of times, but you guys don't see me behind the scenes except for a very few of you. I actually only like to talk about this stuff. Usually when I'm not on camera, I'm not talking. I'm just smoking my medicine. I'm using I'm using my medicine. I'm maybe drinking coffee, and I'm listening to an audiobook or watching a documentary or a lecture, or doing videos with Auditing America, right? Or I'm doing videos for my own channel. By the way, guys, please help me subscribe. I'm almost at 12,000 subscribers. Please help me get over 12,000. Appreciate you guys getting me over 9,000. Fake Mike Real News. Get your questions out here, guys. We still got some more stuff to talk about. It's still early in the night. It's a very nice night, guys. How do you get the courage to stand up to these tyrants? Jonah, great question. Appreciate that question. It's not really courage. It's actually, the thing is,
cojones. Nah,
no. What is it? Ay, mami, tú estás muy hermosa con cojones. What do you think, guys? Okay, sorry. It's actually more scary. It actually takes more courage not to do anything, right? Because if these people have their way, you'd be crazy not to stand up to them, because what they said, they literally said this in books, right? What they're going to do to you. They said it out loud on video, what they're going to do to you. And it would be even scarier to not stand up to them. So it doesn't, honestly, I appreciate that compliment, but it doesn't take a lot of courage. What really took courage is people storming the beaches of Normandy, people going against the Nazis in World War II. That took courage. What really took courage was John Brown and the slaves back in the day who led rebellions against their captors, right? What really was amazing was these redcoats that tried to shoot Crispus Attucks, the first black man killed by the police. The redcoats, which started the Revolutionary War, took courage to stand up to the redcoats. Gotta take courage. So let's get back to your questions. Oh yeah. You think Trump will be elected in 2024? You know what? It's a good question. I don't know. Either way, if he does, it's not going to be a good thing. Trump is a tyrant. He hired all of Jeffrey Egg Salad Sandwich's friends. He hired Alan Dershowitz. I've already broke him down. Trump is the one that signed the emergency order to shut down this country. He said, first we take the guns, then we worry about due process.
What's up with Joe Biden talking about taking the guns? Is that what he's doing? What?
Well, yeah, that's another thing Joe Biden was talking about in my notes that I have here. Let's get to that. We'll get to that question first, because Mr. America.
He said, now my favorite part.
Oh, yeah,
guns.
Yeah, so right here. So he's saying there's no reason certain people shouldn't be able to have guns, or terrorists shouldn't have guns, or this person shouldn't have guns. And it's so funny, in America, they want to take our guns, right? Trump wants to take your guns. Obama wants to take your guns. George Bush wants to take your guns. Don't forget Ronald Reagan, who all the conservatives loves. He passed a law in California that would ban guns from the Black Panthers. So not only did he hate guns, but he was a racist. He was a racist that hates guns.
Yo, they took my Second Amendment.
Shall not be infringed.
How come I don't have a Second Amendment?
Because they infringe your right, because you don't have any rights.
I thought they couldn't mess around with it.
Apparently they can. So guns. So they want to take your guns, obviously. It doesn't make a difference if it's Democrat or Republican. The one thing they can agree on is taking your right to self-defense. Even Gandhi believed in having a gun.
I've never even
Martin Luther King had a gun, right? So they want to take your guns. Meanwhile, in Ukraine, they want to take the guns from the United States citizens. Meanwhile, in Ukraine, the Ukrainian government is giving its people guns. Why? Because of the potential invasion, or the invasion from Russia. Sorry, not potential. The invasion from Russia. The invasion from Russia. So they're giving out guns. So why do you need guns? That's exactly why. You could get invaded by the Redcoats. You could get invaded by Canada. Who's to say blackface Justin Trudeau doesn't want to just steal the freedoms there? Maybe he's going to get power hungry and want to steal our freedoms. We need guns for self-defense. You can't rely on the government. Want to know why? Because police only have a 2% chance of even solving the crime.
I know, right? That's why most of the time I focus on my First Amendment.
That's why he keeps me around, because I keep my Second Amendment around. That's right. Mr. Smith, Mr. Wesson. Hey, ladies, my eyes are up here. Thanks. Thanks. I'm not a piece of meat. So, let's get back to your questions. But as it was, we went to go get some Thai food before this, and as the person, they had the State of the Union on there, and we were watching it on our phones, Mr. America and I, and they had it up there. He's like, you know what this is? This is just like a pep rally, like in high school. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, and then we're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this, and yeah. Yes, Tortellini Tentacles, 69 years ago.
I love Thai food.
He does. He does. And then one of the scary things he said, all right, let's get to your questions on YouTube with the commercials. What is happening to YouTube? I love YouTube. YouTube is the best.
God damn it.
We'll talk about that on Instagram. Message me on Instagram and I'll tell you all about it. But I love YouTube.
I love YouTube.
Yes, except for...
And dolphins!
Gene Ford, that's right. We love dolphins.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be handing out dolphin-safe tuna, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Okay, what do you think? Johnny Truth, message. I can't talk about that here, all right? Speak about... Did you hear about... No, I did not hear about that, Hunter. Well, unfortunately, Gareth, nothing is fair in this world, unfortunately. You know, I wish we were born into a fair, adequate, just world, but we're not. Gene Ford,
yeah.
thank you very much.
Gene Ford, thank you for the donation, my friend. I appreciate it. Oh yeah,
We just talked.
Where are we going?
We talked about that earlier in the stream, Matt. If you wanna go back. No, I'm always corny. Yeah. Who do I think is a tyrant? Good question, Cassie.
Oh yeah, everybody.
Oh, let's go through the list. Donald Trump is a tyrant. Joe Biden's a tyrant. Hillary Clinton's a tyrant. Bill Clinton's a tyrant. Obama's a tyrant. Reagan's a tyrant. Every single one of them is a tyrant, except for Justin Amash.
Who's that?
Justin Amash is the only libertarian member of Congress right now.
He was a president?
No, but he ran for president under the libertarian thing.
He just ran. That's it.
Unfortunately, libertarians in the Green Party and all the other parties are not allowed on the major debate stage. Why? Because
He
of
needs to win.
fascism.
He
Because
needs
of
to
fascism.
win if he wins.
Justin Amash, guys. Justin Amash 2024. You guys go check out Justin Amash. He's my favorite politician, and that's saying a lot because I hate all of them, right? Politician is like Hollywood for ugly people. I even hate Justin Amash, but I like you, Justin Amash. Shout out to Justin Amash. He's our guy out there. So let's get back to this, and I'll go back to your questions.
Oh yeah, Sam Lewis.
Thank you very much for the donation, Sam.
Lewis. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank
To
you.
answer your question, Robert, it's your mother. Let's see. He loves when I do that. All right, so let's get back to. So then this is the spicy stuff here, right? He said, "Oh, we're happy. We're almost done with the last couple years." But he said, "Be careful," and he said it 3 times in 3 different ways. Be careful, because there could be a new one. There could be a new sickness. You guys know what I'm talking about? He said it 3 times. He said, there might be a new boo-boo. There's a new boo-boo going around. There might be a new one. Sorry, Gene. Sorry, Gene. There might be a new boo-boo, guys. Breaking news on Auditing America. There's a new boo-boo possibly going on, so stay scared. Stay in fear. And by the way, if you're not scared about World War III, be scared about something else. So I thought that was interesting.
Be
Let me get the
scared.
letter. Be scared.
Be scared.
Be very
about
afraid.
not watching our video tomorrow, because we're releasing a couple of juicy ones.
No, we're not.
We confronted the Nebraska governor face to face. Who has that on video?
And the NSA.
And the NSA. But yep,
Let me
we
get
have
the
it,
lighter
and we're
player.
gonna release that tomorrow. What do you think?
All right, finishing up here, guys, and we'll get to your questions again. He also said that in the future we'll be able to make a new in 100 days. 100 days, because they're gonna have new boo-boos, and they're gonna make a new Band-Aid for you in 100 days. Interesting. Before it took years, and now they can just make one in 100 days. Where is he getting that information from? I'd like to see that fact checked. Okay. But But he mentioned 3 times that there may be some new boo-boos coming out. So be careful about the boo-boos. Also, I'm gonna touch on one more thing here. The last thing. My notes are gone. Get the lighter, player. The lighter.
My
please.
bad.
Idiot. So, touch on one last thing. He talked about his, and then I'll get back to your question. So hold your questions tight and get ready to release them. Release the hounds. One of the things he talked about was his new two things we got to talk about, but it's the same thing really.
Bueno, Texas, Puerto Rico.
Remember when Joe Biden said he was going to forgive your college debt? Yeah, that was a lie. Remember when he said, if you didn't vote for me,
He said
you
that?
weren't black? Yeah. Hey, and
What he
remember
said?
he said we're going to defund the police? You know what Joe Biden said today? 3 times as a chant, fund the police, fund the police, fund the police. The only time I'll ever say fund the police, fund the police, fund the police is in a stupid-ass impression of a stupid-ass geriatric. He's a meanie, trying to make us take Band-Aids for our boo-boos. So, yeah, remember guys, this is all comedy. Guys, you know what this is, guys? It's my good eye. And so then as he's licking the boot of the police that he said he was going to defund after not canceling your college debt.
Find Auditing America on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook right now. Also, there's a fake Auditing America on Facebook. Don't go to that one. Go to Enrique Torres on Facebook and add me. Hey, that's me. Find me on Facebook.
And then he brags about nominating an African American to the Supreme Court. And one of the things he says about her, why she's so good, is because she's endorsed by the Fraternal Order of the Police. Do you smell that, Mr. America? What's that smell? It smells like a sellout bootlicker to me. Sounds like a bootlicker. That's what it sounds like. So who's not a tyrant? Great question, Jay Briggle. And perfectly timed question. Nice release on your question there, because it's perfectly timed. Who's not a tyrant? I am not a tyrant. I am not a tyrant. I am not a tyrant. Mr. America is not a tyrant.
Oh no.
Justin Amash is not a tyrant. Most tyrants are in government. So pretty much anybody outside of government that's not murdering and killing and doing wizardry to people.
It has to be a government employee to be a tyrant.
Yeah.
It can't.
I mean,
we can't be tyrants.
There's some nice people there that work for government, and we run into a lot of them, but 90% of them are tyrants.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Shout
so
outs to Heather. I fixed that problem.
We went to many federal places and recorded. We do that all the time, brother. That's what we do. Yeah, I agree, Frank Royce. Royce. All right, let's get back to your questions here. And guys, if you're just joining, share the video. Find Auditing America on Facebook. We have a Facebook group there. Find Auditing America on TikTok. I'm on TikTok at Fake Mikey, Mikey. He's on Instagram, Auditing America. We've been going live over on Instagram.
Yeah, send me a message on Instagram. What's up?
Auditing America on Instagram. I'm on Instagram, Fake Mike Real News, and Facebook, Will Turbit, and yeah, share our best videos after this. Okay, so someone said GLF, good question. GLF does have good questions. GLF, repeat your question because I don't see it. I don't know if you have the live chat on or the top chat. So guys, get your questions out there multiple times because I think we might have the live chat on. I mean the top chat, not the live chat.
Yeah, what does that mean? Joe Biden said, "Go get him." Get who?
Yeah, at the end of this, the State of the Union said, "Go get him." Okay, who, dog? Who are we going to get? The bad guy.
This guy's really not careful about
Why did you
the
interview
words
a
that he
Freemason?
uses.
Okay, good question. That is a great question, GLF. Why did I interview a Freemason the other day? And I speak out against Freemasons. Now,
Very good one.
excellent question. So hold your other questions for a sec because I'm going to take a minute or two with this one because this is important here. I find this very important. Now, if you're a subscriber of me on Fake Mike Real News, my other channel, Demand the Truth, you'll know that I've interviewed a number of Freemasons. I've debated Freemasons, right? And I keep an open mind. If you've watched my channel, you'll know that I've interviewed Antifa and Proud Boys, and I've sat them down together and had a debate with them. The first ever. Never done on mainstream news, never on Fox, never CNN. Right here, good old fake Michael. Let's check out my channel. A lot of historic stuff on there. Not to brag, but the reason I did that is because, as far as I know, as far as I know, Elijah's a good person. He's always been nice to me. He's always been somebody that talks about freedom. He's spoken out against the wars, right? So I judge a person based on how they act. I also know another Mason who's helped get people out of jail, right? Who are there. So I think most Masons, I don't know. I could be wrong about this. This is my experience. I think especially the 32nd degree and lower, most Masons are probably good people. I think after that, there's a possibility that things could be nefarious. Not saying that they are, but there could be. Now, this is the other part of that.
Why is there a possibility?
There's always one possibility, because power corrupts and absolute power corrupts.
Well, yeah, there's a possibility that anyone can break the law, but I mean, what leads you to believe that?
Okay, well, that's a great question, and I'm actually wasn't going to talk about it, and I'm glad you asked that question. You're asking great questions. Does anybody know the first third party in United States history? The name of the first third party in United States history? Drop it in the chat if you know it. You'll get an extra bonus point. And I'm giving out bonus points. I haven't given out bonus points in probably like 20 live streams. Anybody know the first third party in history? They're getting up. Roy Oliveira, we've been on that show. I've confronted him. I've confronted him twice. So there's that. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you. The first third party in United States history was the Anti-Masonic Party.
Thank you, Sam.
Interesting. Good guess, Sinstar. Very good guess. Good guess, Rock the Bell Gun.
Sam got it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Sam, great, Sam. Yeah, it's the Anti-Masonic Party. And it was created, I believe in 1826, I'm going from memory, after William Morgan, who was living in upstate New York, was a Mason and said, hey, I don't like what you guys are doing. I'm going to write a book about it. Made a book or pamphlets about it, and they murdered him. A bunch of Masons murdered him, and there was national outcry. And then after where they murdered him, they put a nice little obelisk there. Weird. And they murdered him, and that started the first third party in American history. So the Masons are a nuanced thing. Now, one more point I will make about this too is there is an actual group called the Bavarian Illuminati. It was created in 1776 by Adam Weishaupt and the Rothschilds. Their name just springs up everywhere, the Rothschilds, right? So it was actually created by a Jesuit-trained dude, Adam Weishaupt, out there in Bavaria, right? And he created this.
Los Illuminati.
Burr. Money machine go burr. Printer go burr. So he made the Illuminati, and the Illuminati was supposedly outlawed, and that's another story, but we'll save that for another time. The Illuminati was supposedly outlawed in 1793. However, in the Library of Congress, we have writings from George Washington writing letters, correspondences back and forth to another gentleman. And in these writings, he talks about how the Illuminati in 1798, 5 years after the Illuminati was supposedly disbanded, were still existing, and they had been infiltrating the Masonic lodges in 1798. So that's another thing to keep in the back of your head. So that's the best I can give you as far as that, but I'm willing to talk to anybody, whether I agree or disagree with them. So I agree with Elijah on most things, because he's mostly all about freedom.
What do you disagree with Elijah?
I'm not sure, but there's nobody I agree with 100% on certain things. However, as I've said many times before, on and off camera, I believe Elijah is one of the smartest people.
The smartest person that you know.
Not the smartest, but definitely one of the top smartest.
Who's the smartest person you ever met? You like, goddamn, this guy?
I mean, Dr. Shiva, he's got 4 degrees from MIT.
Oh, Dr.
He's
Shiva.
pretty smart.
Yeah, we met that guy.
Also, the thing is, people are smart in so many different ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Elijah's definitely one of the smartest people I've ever met, and he's opened my mind to so many different things. And honestly, he's helped change my mind about a lot of things, and helped. I mean, I was already becoming a non-statist. I was already becoming a voluntarist before him, but he helped me a little bit too, years down the line. So yeah, that's my long-winded answer to that, and I'm willing to work with anybody in the cause of freedom.
Turkey, all the way, Turkey. So as the rest of the world, what are they doing right now? They're gonna allow Russia to take that chunk of, what is it? They just want a chunk of Ukraine, or they want the whole country?
Well, Biden mentioned dolphins in the State of the Union. Twilo, welcome. Twilo, I'm coming to get a lineup. So stay tuned. So you know, we don't know what's going to play out here. I mean, we honestly don't know what's going to play out here. I think for all the things the Western media is saying about Putin, he is a tyrant. He hates freedom, but I don't think he's stupid. I think he's going to be calculating with what he does. But I don't know. All the world's a show, right? I have no idea. That's a great question. We're gonna have to wait to let it pan out. What I do know is they're gonna use this to keep us scared. First it was communism, and then atomic weapons and communism, and then it was the first Gulf War, and then it was terrorism. The terror levels are orange, yellow. Then it was the pandemic, and now it's World War III. So they're doing everything that they can to keep you in a state of fear, because when you're in a state of fear, you're not thinking logically. When you're not thinking logically, you're easily induced into the propagandized brainwashing. Brought to you by Edward Bernays, Bertrand Russell, the Council on Foreign Relations, and the CIA.
So Ukraine being its own country, and they have a military, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they're their own country. Right now, they have a bully country, I guess, I don't know, going into their country and taking it. The rest of the world's just not gonna do nothing.
Well, that's you gotta wait and see. I mean,
because I mean, if I think that if there's a country that's willing to go ahead and do that nowadays, just walk into another country with tanks and guns and saying, yo, this is mine.
And we have to be careful too.
You gotta be careful with that guy.
Well, yeah, we gotta be careful with that too. And we gotta be careful what we believe on the media too. Yeah, what do you guys think about this situation here?
We gotta be careful with that guy. He's walking into other countries and stuff.
And that's the thing, same thing that we're doing too. We're in Yemen, right? We went into Syria, went into Libya, we went into Afghanistan, we went into Iraq. We're going into other countries too. Where are the countries standing up against us?
Everybody needs to just mind their own business.
Exactly, mind your own business. Mind your business, Max. Mind your business. Not your problem, not your body, not your choice, not your uterus. Never will be.
Never was.
Never was. Never was in the past. Never will be in a million infinite multidimensional futures. Not
Tough luck.
Your business, Max.
Too bad. So sad.
So sad. Cry me a river.
Not mind your business, Max.
Mind your business, Max.
Shout outs to CPR
Shout outs
audits.
to Max.
And
yes.
CPR
and
audits.
CPR audits too.
Oh,
Yeah, shout out to CPR audits, but mostly Max.
Mm-hmm. That's his catchphrase.
And check out CPR audits, brand new true crime channel too. Drop that in the chat for these folks. Great question. Great point. Sorry, Flyboy. Yeah, it's another distraction towards the World Economic Forward agendas. Exactly. You'll have nothing and you'll like it. Leslie, if men can have babies, then we can have abortions too. Yes, abortions rights too. Yes. Thank you, Angel, for that kind thing. Yeah, I'm always open to interviews. So find me on Fake Mike Real News on Instagram.
Thank you for your donation, brother.
Thank you for your donation. Yeah, find me on Instagram, Fake Mike Real News. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Alrighty then. Yummy. Aguado gets the boss some coffee. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I think if Russia's going into another country, that's considered an attack, right? Have they killed people there on their way in?
Yeah. Well, see, that goes into what we were talking about last night, right? what was the name of that movie, guys? Was it Walk the Dog? What was that movie with, because we've seen throughout this stuff, right? The reason I bring this up is because, have you guys seen some of the fake stuff that they've been putting on the media? There it is. Check out CPR Audits in another tab after this, right now after this, and check out his new channel. Wag the Dog, that's right, Wag the Dog. Leslie, you're the best, Lee. There's a movie called Wag the Dog where they basically faked an entire war. And Hollywood came in and faked an entire war for president. The thing is, they faked, as I've covered, they faked Bin Laden videos, right? I've showed you that. I've showed you mainstream news reporting on it. First they called me crazy. First it happened, then I said it happened, then they called me crazy, then years later it's on the news and I covered it. They faked Bin Laden videos. Yeah. They faked a lot of stuff. Fox News got caught. ABC News got caught. CNN, they all got caught faking stuff, right? And now they're faking stuff in Ukraine. Isaac, get your question out there. But yeah, Biden's a backstabbing bootlicker, but we expected that, right? So yeah, they're gonna say that they killed these people, and probably there are deaths there. I'm not saying that they're not, but all I'm saying is keep in mind, we can't trust Russia. We can't trust a word that comes out of what they're saying. We can't trust anything out of the Western media either. You can't trust anybody. Remember what I told you guys. If I teach you guys one thing, it's gonna be three things. One is Stone Cold Steve Austin, don't trust anybody. You don't trust anybody. You don't trust anybody. You don't trust Russia. You don't trust China. You don't trust North Korea. You don't trust the US. You don't trust anybody. Stone Cold should have taught you that a long time ago. Number two, the Socratic method. Number three, nonviolence.
Especially those motherfuckers are super far. How are we supposed to trust those motherfuckers?
The thing is, especially when you lied to you so many times, and they're not lying about small things. They're lying about weapons of mass destruction. They're lying in things that result in the death of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. They're not like, I don't come out and I'm like, hey, Enrique, does this shirt make me look too fat? And he's like, no, you look great. That's a small lie that doesn't really hurt anybody, right? But when you say, yeah, this country has weapons of mass destruction, we need to go in there, and they don't, and American servicemen and women die, and you kill hundreds of thousands of innocent Iraqis, that's a big lie. You're murderers. Don't trust anybody. Use the Socratic method and be nonviolent, but you can be self-defense. That's why I always keep good old Smith Wesson and a semi-automatic whisk. We're out here shooting all day, every day in high definition. Shooting cameras.
I'm gonna like them.
All right, guys, we got time for a couple more questions, quick questions. Thank you to everybody that has super chatted. More importantly, thank you to everybody that has hit the like button, comment for the algorithm, shared the video. Most big up, extra that has shared the video. Thank you to everyone that is going to go after this and share your favorite Auditing America video. Thank you to everyone that's going to go after this and find Auditing America on TikTok, Auditing America on Instagram, Auditing America on Facebook. And once again, thank you very much to everyone that's been generously donating on $ Auditing America News on Cash App, $ Fake Mike Real News on Cash App. I'm on TikTok, brand new TikTok, at Fake Mikey. Instagram, Fake Mike Real News. Yes, Fake Mikey on TikTok. Brand new. The last one got hacked by a 14-year-old girl, and I needed to make a new one, so sucks. But good luck with that, young lady. I wish you the best. Find me on Facebook, Will Turbot, FakeMikeRealNews.com. That's where I'm always going to be. Yeah, Wu-Tang. What up, Wu-Tang? Shout out to Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang, when are you going to come on? When can I get an interview with Wu-Tang? Inspector Deck, RZA, Raekwon the Chef, introducing the Ghost Face Killer. No one could get Ella. Oh. Big Fat Joe Tuna. I hope that tuna's dolphin safe. I hope that tuna's dolphin safe. All right, final questions here, guys. Final questions. Bariqua in the house. Cookie. Oh, I think they're coming to get us, guys. Is Beto or Abbott a tyrant? Actually, good question. Both are tyrants. Both are tyrants in different ways. Guys, sorry. This is the last episode ever of Auditing America. Feds are here.
No. We got a million more videos to come.
thoughts on Elon Musk? That's gonna be the last question, Kyle. Great question.
Oh yeah, I like his bank account.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I love that guy's bank account.
Elon Musk.
Oh yeah. He
Here's
makes
why.
cars.
Well,
I think he's cool. He makes cars. He's super rich.
that's exactly what they want you to think. That's
goes
exactly
to,
what the man
goes
wants you
to
to think.
space. He has a flamethrower. Dog.
You know who else had a
He has
flamethrower?
a flamethrower.
You know who else had a flamethrower?
Hitler.
Stalin and Hitler. They had a whole bunch of them. They had a whole bunch of them. All right, here's why the top 10 reasons why Elon Musk sucks. Number 10.
No. Let me see one more. Why I like him. He also. Well, he makes the car that drives by itself.
No, it doesn't. You told me today it drives by itself, but you're still gonna keep your hands on the steering wheel.
But
that's not driving by yourself.
But it still drives by itself a little bit.
You know what car really drove by itself? The Flintstones. That was by itself. You was actually out there doing it by yourself.
No.
All right. And guys, if you want, we might even be going live tonight, tomorrow on Instagram. So find Auditing America and Fake Mike Real News on Instagram. We go live and we have our compadres join us there. So here's the reasons why Elon Musk sucks. Number one, he pretends like he made it from a little man to nothing. His parents were rich. His parents, take a look into what some of the dealings of his parents. You might want to check that out. Side note.
Oh yeah, Greg Hilton.
Thank you, Greg, for your super chat. Very much appreciated.
Oh yeah,
Greg.
thank you, Greg, for gas money.
Another reason why Elon Musk sucks is because he tried to play down his relationship with Lady Ghislaine, the notorious Miss Maxwell. Not the cool Maxwell like George Maxwell, no, Lady Maxwell. That's one of the bigger reasons. Also, he created a company called Tesla, which is cool because I think Nikola Tesla was pretty cool. Although I'm recently finding out he may have had some eugenicist views. If that's the case, then I will disown him on that. But you got to give him credit. He did give us some free energy ideas, which were suppressed. So if he was a eugenicist, which I haven't looked into.
And flamethrowers. I want one of those.
Well,
just to play a little bit. I mean, where can I play with that without going to
So
jail?
here's a perfect point, right? So he creates Tesla, right?
And
flamethrowers. And doesn't use Tesla thing. Well, the real Tesla had a ray gun. Had a ray gun in the 20s. That's a lot cooler than a flamethrower. He had a ray gun. So this guy takes on the name of Tesla, steals the name of Tesla.
Oh yeah, shout outs to
and then doesn't use Tesla's technology.
Heather's neighbor.
Doesn't use Tesla's technology. And then he goes on to Joe Rogan saying, I'm cool, look at me, I'm young, I'm hip, I got my hairline replaced. I'm smoking weed, so now I'm cool. And by the way, I think we should merge with artificial intelligence. And by the way, here's a thing called Neuralink. Let's put it in your mother freaking brain. Yeah, let's merge with AI and put a Neuralink in your brain. So, reasons why this guy sucks. Ghislaine's friend tries to be cool, steals Tesla's name, doesn't use Tesla's free energy, and thinks we should merge with artificial intelligence and put a nanotechnology in our head.
But he's got a flamethrower.
But he has a flamethrower, so he's still cool. Yeah.
Oh,
Elon, if you're saying this, stop hanging around. Anyways, guys, we're going to wrap this scream up. Please find Auditing America on TikTok. I'm Fake Mikey on TikTok. Auditing America, Fake Mikey. Instagram, Auditing America, Fake Mike Real News. Cash App, $ Auditing America News. Cash App, $ Fake Mike Real News. Facebook, Enrique Torres. Facebook, Auditing America. Facebook, Will Turbin. Facebook, and FakeMikeRealNews.com. Fake Mike Real News. Find Auditing America's best video.
CPR
share it
audits.
out right now. Check out CPR audits and share Mr. America's best videos right now on email, text messages, everything, and also Telegram.